everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Global Truth Center. Woo! This is our Sunday service before Thursday's Thanksgiving. So I have to say, like, I love how many people are here today because I thought for sure it would just be me and my mom and everyone who's here. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Take it away, ladies.
You know this one, so sing along. Plus the lyrics are up there for you, so. There's a winding road where I used to run. The race is long, oh, but it can be won. With every step we're taking, with every choice we're making, with every bend in the road, we get stronger. We can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we wanna be. We must believe we can share the dream. There's a dead-end street where I used to play, but I found my wings, oh, I can fly away. Below the street lights fading, ahead is my future waiting. Beyond the doubts and the fears, I can see it. Come on, we can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we wanna be. We must believe we can share the dream. We can share the dream, we can share the dream. Let's hear ya! We can share the dream, we can share the dream. Oh, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach up, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach up, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. Sharing the future. We can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach up, we can reach out. We can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we wanna be. We can reach up, we can reach out. We can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we wanna be. Oh, we must believe we can share the dream. We can reach up.
Ladies, Emily, Mindy, and Carol, thank you so much. Yes, we can share the dream, but first we have to do what? Believe. We can say it with me. We can share the dream, but first we must what? Believe. That's right. But first we must believe. Thank you guys so much for being here today on our special Sunday that is right before Thanksgiving. So I'm so grateful for all of you to be here. For me, it's a special day too because it's the first time that my mom actually gets to be here in service. Usually she's online, and she gets to be here with me today. So Mom, would you mind standing up? This is my mom. She's going to be turning 80 tomorrow. So it's a happy birthday to her. And I'm looking for somebody else here that I want to wish a happy birthday to, but I don't see him, so we will do it. Yes. But we'll wait till he gets here. We'll stop the entire service for Jim because he's amazing, and we should, just to recognize Jim because it's actually his birthday today. So, yes. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to start by asking, and I know we ask this all the time, but just for S and giggles, I want to see if there's anybody here for the first time. Please stand. Oh my goodness, thank you. I honestly did not think anyone would stand because it's a holiday service, but I am so grateful that you're here, so grateful that you stood. Can you tell me what your name is?
My name is Robin.
Robin.
I'm relatively new to the area, so I'm getting to know what's around here. I saw the ad in the Acorn and thought I would do it.
Yay! Well, welcome. This is Robin. Welcome to Robin from Thousand Oaks, who just happened to see, wanted to experience something new. Please stay standing, because I'm going to ask you, we're going to do our mission statement, our vision statement, and first our vision. I know. I always mess it up. Who is it that? It's Scott Gibb who always it's Doug Draper who always reminds me. But we are going to talk about the reason that we are actually here, what we ground our philosophy in. And so I'm going to ask each and every one of you individually, not really individually, but to really think about the reason that you're here today on this Sunday, and the reason that you come to this center every Sunday. So we come here for one reason, and one reason only. What is that? Did you hear that, Robin?
I did.
What did you hear? Loud and clear inside.
Wherever I am, God is.
Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. Thank you, Robin. That's exactly what we say. We come here every week to know that exactly where I am is where God is. And God for us is greatness on demand. God for us is the I am energy. God for us is everything. So right where I am, this is the world of everything is. So thank you very much. Sherry Verson's going to hand a book over to you. It's a gift from us. And if you want to fill it out, there's an email. And Dr. James, who is the spiritual director at the center, he'll write you a special note to welcome you into our center. And thank you very much for being here today. Thank you. Thank you. So you guys are going to see me doing this a lot because I realize my dress is a little longer than as high as my shoes are, but I can't wear any more higher than this. It's be too much for me. So let's start with talking about what our vision statement is, right? Because that's the reason that we're really here. We are in agreement with the vision of this spiritual center because it reminds us exactly of who we are every single time, which is the most important part. But first we start our vision statement with love only. So take a breath in that. Love only. Love only. And when you're in that space, it just shifts everything, doesn't it? It just shifts. Love only. When you are that love only, it is your energy of love that changes everything. And our next one is forgive everything. Forgive everything. And the truth is, everything is already forgiven. It's already been forgiven. We don't have to actively do it. We just have to actively remember that it has all been forgiven. Not just for someone who's done something to me, but what I've done to myself, what I have thought. It is already forgiven because all there is love. And in that love, we know that there is forgiveness. And our last one, which is remember who you are. And who you are is that I am that I am. Who you are is that divine intelligence. You are that divine intelligence. You are that love. You are that life. You are that energy. You are all of it. And that's why we say, I am the I am. You are the I am. We each individually are the I am that I am. Because when you know what comes after I am, it's who you become. So love only, forgive everything because it is already forgiven, and remember who you are. Stay rooted in who you are. And when do we do it? Oh my God, no, not like that. When do we do it? We do it now, right now, because now is the only moment that is, right? There's nothing else. Everything else is in the past, in our mind. The future is in our mind. There is just now. So when you do this, you do it now. So thank you very much. And now I'm going to bring up the ladies again so we can get into a nice, calm space. See, that's why I got to do this. Calmly, I will come down the steps.
Rolling river God, little stones so smooth, only once the water passes through. And so I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hands. Sometimes raging wild, and sometimes roaring high, but never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I wanna stay and feel my sharpest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change. Oh, and change takes time. And when my sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am in your hand.
So taking a deep breath, closing your eyes, allowing yourself to settle into this song, rolling river, moving, creating, knowing. And inhaling, knowing that in that rolling river, the adventures coming through, the life, the force, the energy, it just continues to evolve, to grow, to show and experience that you've never had before. By grounding in to that rolling river that is God, rolling out into the ocean, knowing that that ocean being not just a drop in the ocean, but being the entire ocean in a drop. And so as we move through our service, keeping that seed of inspiration, allowing what comes through to show up, to shine, to roll through, and to give out. Thank you so much, Carol. What a great voice. Thank you. Oh God, that always makes me cry. This song always, honestly, I just feel it so deeply. Don't you guys? I mean, it really just settled. Diane, doesn't it get to you? It does. I saw Diane just being moved back there, and I get it. So, in this space of love, of being moved, I'm going to bring up a dear friend of mine. We did practitioner together, and there was definitely a lot of energy, a lot of movement, a lot of love in our class, for sure. And I am so grateful, not only that we had class together, but to call him my dear friend, Dr. Julio Hernandez. Wait. Do I get anything?
Oh, actually, yes.
Oh my God, I do? Oh, I was totally kidding. Oh my God, the month of appreciation.
Yes,
I honestly thought that I said to James, James asked me sort of last minute if I would come up here. He decided to stay in the desert just for the weekend. But I was happy to see you here, Kevin. Thank you for coming. Yes. You're a rock star. So when Dr. James said, well, let's have Julio be the inspiration today, I said, that sounds fabulous. Then he'll bring me a gift, because he always brings Dr. James a gift. And of course, I was truly kidding.
Yes.
So when I did that, I was kidding. But look.
Yeah, of course. You ask and you shall receive, right?
I love it. I love it.
And I was going to be meditation, so I wasn't anticipating anything. But yes, of course, I thought of you, and so I thought, yes, I found something that...
I'm curious to see what you thought of me.
So, I did find, I thought, I was like...
Ooh, did you make this?
Yes, I did. I made this scarf.
Oh, my God.
It's like an infinity scarf that I made. And
this is stunning.
yeah, so it's like and then I had this other one that I was like, that I was like, oh, I know she likes color.
Yes, I do.
And I was like, I know that she would rock this really nice.
Oh, yes, I will. Oh, my God. Did you make that?
Yeah.
Holy, look at this. And I want to show you guys something. I love this pattern, like this. Do you see the red? As part of the infinity, just bringing it all together, something different, bringing it, the infinity together. Oh, my God, thank you so... Can I give you a hug?
Of course.
I am so blessed right now, truly. Thank you so much. How long does it... I'm amazed that you can do this in just a few days.
Yeah, I did it right.
I just did it outside during meditation.
Exactly. No, I'd worked on them before, but I had them, and I was like, I thought of you, and I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate, our relationship, our friendship, and how far we've come from, and knowing you from the Global Truth Center back then.
NoHo Arts Center.
NoHo Arts Center, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so the NoHo Arts Center, and actually we would volunteer together.
Yes, we would.
Volunteer.
Is Connie here? Connie was in charge of the volunteers back then. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we would volunteer together there, and so appreciating and knowing that we've moved on and come.
I mean,
so
it's
far.
it's the trajectory is. It seems like just yesterday, but at the same time, all the consciousness that's grown, the expansion of energy of everything. And you are now a doctor as well. You
Yeah.
weren't a doctor when we first met.
No. I got my doctorate. I got my license for marriage and family therapy as well.
Wow.
So I've been doing that as well. So so a lot of different things have happened in those years. So.
And it's so great that we're still grounded here in this space, in this center, because back then when it was in the NoHo Art Center, I mean, you guys know it was a lot closer. But now I moved over here, so now it's a lot closer again. But to continue to follow that collective consciousness of feeling God, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that something that I feel like it's carried on from back when we were in the NoHo Art Center? It's just that seed that continues to grow and give and show. And you and I, taking practitioner classes together, had a lot of fun. And I love that we had the opportunity to challenge James, or maybe I had the opportunity. But no, we did. We had the opportunity to challenge. We just started. We just started Advanced Consciousness, and for Advanced Consciousness, the theme is question everything. And I think even back then in practitionership, that's what we were doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of questioning what's going on, what's happening, what are you trying to say, and then also questioning like, well, is that really what we want to do? Is that really what you're saying? And opening up our consciousness back then, and also challenging James on a lot of what he was saying, and also opening up his consciousness as well. So, we had Lincoln. Lincoln was in our class
I think
as well.
you did that for sport. Yeah. I appreciated that. I appreciated our class to have the ability to, it felt really safe to be able to just grow and not feel like whatever it was that we were saying wasn't going to be understood, maybe questioned, but not shut down. I guess
definitely.
And that's what I appreciate about this center, about our class, about each individual here is we're constantly challenging each other.
And I think that with that there was also that reflection, right? And remembering who we were, right? Remembering, and there was that respect of like I see you. And that appreciation, right? That appreciation of appreciating who each individual was, and remembering ourselves. We remembered who we were. And in that remembering who we were able to authentically express ourselves and express ourselves to each other and be open. And with that, there was an appreciation there and allowed for authentic.
Yeah. And I think it was a mutual appreciation. What you were saying is having someone allow you to open into a new self, and also the appreciation of the other person to be able to hold that consciousness for you and grow themselves. Well, I appreciate you always, and I love when I see you. And I think this is the first time that we've had the opportunity to have a conversation on stage.
Yes, it is the first time we've ever.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it as well. I appreciate this.
Well, shall we move into our, what's it called?
Affirmation.
Thank you.
Our affirmation, yes, we shall move into our affirmation.
This is all you, though, so you get to decide how you want us to
All
say
right.
it. Woo, in the hands of Julio.
Okay, so we are going to say it. I'm going to say it once, and then we'll say it twice together. So the affirmation is, I wake each morning with appreciation for my life. All right, so we'll say it together.
I wake each morning with appreciation for my life.
So one more time with a real appreciation.
Shall we
of good
stand?
stuff.
Shall we
Yeah,
stand?
we're going to stand. Let's
Shall
stand.
we stand? Yeah, let's stand. Bring the energy as if it's coming from, because it is, from the source, from earth, all the way through to shine into the heavens. That's the energy by which you say this affirmation. Ready?
Ready?
I wake each morning with appreciation for my life. Thank you so much, Julio. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take this with me. See you guys later. Just kidding. Before we move into our inspirational song, I would like someone very special to the center to stand up for acknowledgement. This is someone that we all know, we all love, has been with us for a very long time. Not that long, but long enough for us to know that we dearly love and appreciate him. Jim, would you mind standing, please? Today is Jim's... Jim, would you mind coming up here? Because I don't know that the people online have ever seen you. So would you mind just stepping up on stage? Come on. It's his birthday today. So let's let everybody in the universe know that it is your birthday, because we love you, we cherish you, and we appreciate you. This is Jim, you guys. Wave at the people online. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Okay, and so now, oh my God, this song is going to be a lot of fun. Dr. James had already chosen it before he knew that he wasn't going to be here today. And Carol and Mindy, wow. I got a chance to listen to it. First of all, I listened to it online and just loved it. And then I listened to it this morning when Mindy and Carol were practicing it, and it just sounds amazing. It's Barbra Streisand, our version of Barbra Streisand and Judy Garland as Mindy and Carol.
To guess.
Forget your trouble,
Happy days
come on, get
are
happy.
here again.
You gotta
The
chase
skies
all your cares
above are clear again.
Shout hallelujah,
So let's sing a song.
come on, get happy.
Cheer again.
We're
Happy
getting ready
days
for the
are
judgment
here
day.
again.
The sun is shining,
All together.
come on, get happy.
Shout it now.
God is waiting to hold
Who
your
can
hand.
doubt it now?
Shout hallelujah,
So let's tell the
Come
world
get happy.
about it now.
We're going
Happy days
to the
are
promised
here
land.
again.
We're heading across a river where your cares will all be gone.
There'll be no more from now on.
From now on, forget your troubles.
Happy days
Come on, get
are
happy.
here again.
We're gonna chase all your blues away. Shout hallelujah. Come on, get happy.
Happy time.
Happy times.
Happy night.
Happy nights. Happy days are here
Wow. Wow. Yes. Can you imagine having to sing Judy Garland and Barbra Streisand? I can't. They nailed it. Nailed it. Emily, that makes you a young Liza Minnelli. Thank you guys so much. That was such a beautiful rendition. Thank you. I'm gonna be leaning on my iPad a lot today because I woke up this morning at like 3 and decided to sort of flip a lot of stuff in my talk, which does actually happen often, but not usually at 3 o'clock in the morning. Usually it's the night before. And I think there's so much going on in the world that, and listening to this song, I did some, Barbra Streisand just released her memoir, and she's been doing a lot of interviews. And I listened to one on NPR, and it was really wonderful. And it talked about her relationship with Judy Garland, that when the first time that she met Judy Garland, she was 21, and Judy Garland was 41. And she was doing the Judy Garland show. And so when they sang a song together, one of the things that impressed Barbra Streisand more than anything was that when they sang a song together, Judy Garland grabbed her hand and just held on the whole time. She could feel it shaking, felt it a little clammy, and she could tell that Judy Garland was nervous. And at the time, she didn't understand why. I mean, she's a 21-year-old starting her career, and she's singing next to a powerhouse, right? Next to a legend. Why would she be so nervous? So it was something that she didn't understand until later on in her career. And Judy Garland died in her late 40s, I believe. So they had a really strong relationship. Really strong relationship is what Barbra Streisand tells. But it wasn't a very long one, because in less than, I would say, 7 or 8 years, Judy Garland passed away. But what Barbra talks about in that experience with Judy Garland was that she understood later that what was really going through is that fear of not being relevant anymore, fear of having someone sort of append her or move her into a different direction, of not being where she was anymore. That's where that holding on to, where that fright, where that fear came from. And I think what I got from that is that when you place your truth, when you place who you are out in the world, allowing someone else to tell you that right now you're a legend, right now you're an icon, right now you are the it person. And as that sweeps into somebody else, and you allow that to take in, and I'm sure it's great, I'm sure it's grand, I am sure it's an amazing experience to have. But when you ground yourself in that as the only truth for yourself, it's really a house of cards, isn't it? It easily blows off. And that was the experience that Barbra Streisand said she had later on in her own career, experiencing that type of, is this the moment where I'm no longer relevant, and so on and so forth. And so I thought, I ran across a quote that, for me, meant a lot. It's from Socrates. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. I'll read that again. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. And so the reason that I woke up this morning at 3 o'clock is there's so much going on in the world right now. And I don't have to tell you all. I know it's affected all of us in a very deep way. And straddling that, what do I do? Where do I go? What do I listen to? Where can I be of service here? It's something that I'm still working through. But when I came across this, and I know this is going to be easy for me to say, standing as a woman whose children are safe at home, no one's been abducted, no one's been killed, there's no bombing around me. So when I say this, I know that I'm saying this from a very different place than from where people are all over the world, from the experience in Gaza, from the experience in Ukraine, from the experience in Africa, from the experience in so many places. I can say this comfortably. But I do say it because it is something that I have chosen to keep in my world, which is building the new. I imagine if we could move into building the new, bringing all of our energy into building the new, concentrating on something that is positive, concentrating on something that brings light, maybe we can change. I can only do what I can do from here. And I believe that that is a lot, because I know that there is energy that moves all over the world. And so if we can all concentrate on building new versus seeing what's old, fighting the old. Now, I definitely don't want to get too political, because this is something that obviously is, again, a very deep and very fractured topic. But I do believe that it is our responsibility to bring our own energy to any situation that deserves a new outlook, a new love, an energy of change, but not changing by fighting what's old, but moving into a new version of light, of love. Bring that energy into it. Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was known as the teacher of all teachers, she is one of the pioneers of new thought, of religious science. Ernest Holmes, Thomas Troy, a list of who we call, our philosophical, our spiritual gurus in this teaching. She was their teacher. And when she was in treatment, and in treatment meaning when she was in affirmative prayer, when someone came in front of her and asked her to do a treatment for her, to do a prayer for them, she always left the condition out. She only stayed. She didn't ask about what the issue was. She didn't ask about what was going on. All she stayed in was the positive of what that person was looking for. So for someone coming in looking for health, for a new job, lack, or getting rid of lack, she did not ask them what was going on. She asked them what they were looking for. And in that, affirming that type of prayer, that type of knowing. And I think we need to switch into that, all of us. I know we all live in this world where I know there's a lot in my life that I'd love, a new experience that I'd love to have, a new experience with myself, with my children, around my world. And with everything that's going on, I realize that I have to also be responsible for a greater world in order to see the change in my world. And my responsibility comes from the energy that I give out into this world, right? Ernest Holmes says, "Never let anything cause you to doubt your ability to demonstrate the truth." I'll read this one again too. Never let anything cause you to doubt your ability to demonstrate the truth. Because there's so many times where we're butt up against, like, you can't do that. Oh no, that's, can't happen. How many people in history have butted up against, you can't do something, or that's crazy, you're mad? And yet they moved forward and moved the needle in whatever directions, in science, in spirituality, in the internet is here because someone pushed the needle forward. Cars are here because someone pushed the needle forward. But we have to know that we can do that each and every one of us have that ability because it is our birthright. We are born with this ability. It's not something that comes out of magic. It's not something that just all of a sudden, like, if I read enough books by Thomas Troward and Ernest Holmes, I will be able to do this. It's not a math figure. It is already done. It really is. And that's the belief that we must have in being able to demonstrate the truth. As it's written in the Bible, faith the size of a mustard seed moves mountains. Have you ever seen a mustard seed? It's pretty tiny. That faith alone can move a mountain. Imagine what your faith can do in this world and not letting anything knock you off of that, not letting anything tell you that you can't do that, but also understanding the responsibility that it's not just in our own world, but it's in the world at large. It's in our communities. It's in our friends. It's in people that we don't know, countries we've never visited. Those are our responsibilities right here. So again, when I woke up at 3:30 this morning, I chose to stay in peace. And I continue to stay in peace. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last. It might last to the 4:05, and that'll change. But I'm going to remind myself that this is my commitment, not just to myself, but to the entire world. Because that's the kind of, I'm not comparing myself to Jesus, little caveat. But that's the type of commitment that Jesus had when he was out in the world. He was committed to something throughout the world to change. And I'm not saying just give everything up and start wandering the world and having people touch your gowns like mine. But what I am saying is to have the consciousness to know that you affect people all over. People that you meet, people that you don't meet. Your consciousness is the one consciousness that is. And if there's only one consciousness, which is what we believe, what we know, what we have faith in, if that is the truth, and there is only one consciousness, we can affect change everywhere, anywhere, within ourselves and with each and every person that we come into contact with and those that we don't know. And we have to know that. We have to live that. We have to live by that. And so today, I choose to stay in peace. A couple days ago, I had the opportunity to take my daughter to yoga. And I think probably that started that whole, it started unearthing something in me, because there we were in yoga class, and I thought to myself, I'm like, is this the first time I'm going to be with my daughter for an hour and a half and she's not on a phone? It might be true. And actually, she might say the same thing about me, like if I'm going to be honest. But we're so easily distracted, right? And being in this class, to have the ability to move energy, to be in this state of grace, no matter what we were doing, no matter what position we were in, just inhaling in and exhaling out and staying in that state of grace, staying in that energy of I can't even describe it. But it was so powerful for me. It was so beautiful for me. It was so both affirming and changing in that instant. And so what I realized is I get distracted a lot too. Maybe not all the time on my phone on TikTok, but I get distracted a lot too on my TV. I decided when I moved out here to Westlake Village that I was not going to put a TV in my room, because I tended to fall asleep to the TV. It was that noise. And what came across was that the first few nights were really difficult. Like, I actually had to take my iPad out and put something on Netflix just to have. Like, I felt like a New Yorker moving to Montana. You know what I mean? I just needed like that chatter to be happening. And when I decided to stop doing that, there was so much chatter in my head that I realized the reason I do that is because I don't want to hear the chatter that's in my head. And a lot of the chatter is not even mine. It really isn't. It's a commercial. It's a housewife fight. I don't know what's in my head. But allowing myself to no longer watch something that distracts me from what's going on made it very easy for me to go, oh my God, what have I been allowing in my brain, in my mind, in my thoughts, in my beliefs that I didn't even realize that I did? That's the power that I had from changing. What am I engaged in? So a couple weeks ago, I was in CSL Pleasant Valley, and we had sort of a roundtable conversation, and this also stuck with me. We started talking about what it is that you'd like to expand in your life. Do you all know what it is that you'd like to expand in your life? Do you know what you'd like to see expanded out there? Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's like, I actually know what I don't want, and then you have to look at that. Because it goes back to what it is that we're contemplating. It goes back to what it is that Socrates was saying, isn't it? Okay, great, you know what you don't want, but what do you want? What is it that you're trying to build? What is it that you're trying to create? Not fight the old. I know I don't want this, I know I don't want this, I don't know, okay, great. But that's just fighting the old, isn't it? What do I want? What do I want to create? So What is it that I ask you? And maybe you answer it today to yourself, and maybe you think about it when you go home. But what is it that you're expanding? What is it that you would like to expand? And then my next question is, what are you contemplating? What is it that you're actually contemplating? When I no longer started watching TV at night, I realized what I was contemplating. A bunch of nonsense. A bunch of nonsense. And yes, I sprinkled my own consciousness in there. I was aware enough to know what it is that I want to create in my world. So when I am conscious about what I want to create, I am conscious of it. But this helped me discover what I am unconscious about, what I'm giving my time to that doesn't deserve my time. This is another quote from Socrates. Be aware of the barrenness of a busy life. And I want to say, be aware of the barrenness of a busy mind. He also says, wisdom begins in wonder. And so when I stopped watching TV, it allowed me to wonder about my thoughts and where they came from. It allowed me to wonder what was the chatter, that mundane chatter that's in there. And we all know we have it. I mean, we talk to ourselves, knowing that we talk to ourselves and not really understanding what it is that we're saying. And when we're catching ourselves in those instances when we're saying things that we don't want to say, you know, it's easy to go, don't think that. Wait, what? No, but I'm still thinking it. Yeah, replace it is what I'm here to say. Replace it with what it is that you'd actually like to build. But first you have to recognize, right, what you're contemplating. That's the first step. This is a quote from Aristotle. I probably should have put these up. I love these quotes. I don't know why I'm going with all the Greek philosophers today, but I am. Aristotle says, the energy of mind is the essence of life. The energy of mind is the essence of life. So the energy of mind with a capital M, that's the energy of the intelligence, of God, of source, of the universe, of love, whatever it is that you choose to call it. The energy of mind is the essence of life. So knowing that mind is capable of doing anything and everything, knowing that mind just wants to expand and grow and experience, that is the essence of life. Expansion, growth, experience. That's the essence of mind with a capital M. And we are all it. Because as I said from the beginning, there is no separation. There's no me and. As Meister Eckhart says, between God and me, there is no in between. We are all this essence. But what happens is we choose to contemplate something different. I just want to, Francisco, during our meditation, had a really wonderful quote that actually he came up with. And I might be paraphrasing, so forgive me. But essentially it was, appreciation opens the heart and allows for you to remember who you are and release the contingencies of, what is it? Release the expectations of? Release the expectations of a conditioned mind. Appreciation opens the heart to know who you are and releases the expectations of a conditioned mind. A conditioned mind, that's what we tend to bring to mind, our mind, which is conditioned. So, the title of my talk today, I probably should have, Lori did this for me, and I love it. The divine is in the details. Isn't that beautiful? I love how Lori was able to sort of hone in on the butterfly wing and then expand it out. The divine is in the details. And I'm sure we've all heard the devil's in the details. And this is attributed to the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, although it's not confirmed, but people think that he brought this about, which essentially means that your successes and failures are in the details, in the small details of whatever it is that you're creating. But the truth is that this quote was actually, the quote was by a German architect before the devil is in the details. It was, God is in the details. That was the actual quote that came before the devil's in the details. God is in the details. And the reason this, and I don't want to say his name because I know I'll chop it up, but I'm sure you can look it up on the internet. The reason he said that was because when he would put his heart and his love into his work as an architect, and whatever it was that he built, he felt so proud of it. He felt that there was an energy that moved through him to create this beauty. And for him, that was God. And so he would always say, God is in the details. So that every detail of his project was thought through with an energy of love, with an energy that he brought that was even bigger than he is, and he recognized that. And so I like to say the divine is in the details. Because if we're moving towards really listening to what we speak, what we hear, what we say to ourselves, what we're contemplating, the chatter that's in our heads, I'd much rather prefer to think about the divine in the details versus the devil in the details. I want to know that every approach that I can comes from a place of success, comes from a place of love, comes from a place of wonder, right? And not from a place of, oh crap, I hope I didn't F up, you know? I don't want to make a project. I don't want to experience that in life. I want to experience the divine in life. So by experiencing the divine in life, my question again to you is it possible you are more focused on your biggest fears than your biggest desires? There's a desire that we all have, right? Desires. There's so many things that we'd like to experience, so many things that we'd like to have, desires. But what sometimes, and I'll speak for myself, I know this for a fact, and I'll tell you why I know this for a fact, because Francisco and I recently started doing Global Truth in Espanol. And it's online, it's on YouTube, and it's on Facebook. But I, thinking of the devil's in the details back in the day, waited a long time before I started doing this project because I wanted to make sure it was perfect. I wanted to make sure it was right. And Francisco just said, let's just do it, and we'll figure it out. Seeing the divine in it, seeing the divine in our project. And poof, there it is. Because someone saw the divine when I contemplated something else. So what I'm inviting you to do is think about what your desires are. Think about what it is that you're contemplating. Think about what you want to expand, and think about what is in your mind. Because I will leave you with this quote by Ernest Holmes. Let the inner ear listen to the voice of truth that is always speaking. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with that speaking, I would love for all of us to have our wallets speak grandeurs. This is the time of giving. This is our tithe. This is where we affirm that what the spiritual center means to us, it's a circulation. What we give comes back to us. And so this is the time that we tithe. And so for those of you that are online, you can go to theglobaltruthcenter.org, and there's a donate button there. And for those of you that are here, we will be passing baskets that also have QR codes in the event that you just want to use your phone and pay from there. Because we are moving more towards having people, and Thor will talk about this in a bit, we are moving more towards having people possibly, if they're comfortable, and giving their tithe automatically. Because it just helps the center, and this is the center, this is your center. This is your responsibility. This is what we want to see continue to grow in the world, right? Isn't this what we want? Yes. So show that this concept, this consciousness needs to grow. And so with that, and let the ladies sing our blessings.
So blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so grateful. I am so richly
Given in energy, given in consciousness, just knowing that energy that comes through you to the center from your conscious giving, that giving of love, that giving of life, that giving to our center. I just say thank you. Bless what has come in, knowing that it goes out to continue to bless even more. And so it is.
Good morning. It's Sunday, November 19th, and here are your GTC announcements. Coming up on the calendar, join us this coming Friday night for Soul Immersion, our sound bath experience right here in Westlake Village. Our last event was extremely well attended, so we recommend you arrive early. And if you have your own favorite yoga mat, do bring that. Soul Immersion starts at 7 p.m. this Friday. This holiday season and beyond, GTC is committed to making a difference in the lives of our neighbors. Please bring non-perishable holiday food items to the center on Sundays. Finally, our next Consciousness Studies class, The Power of Questions, begins on Wednesday, November 29th at 6 p.m. Join Dr. Tiffany Milne for this first look at Dr. James's new book, The 5 Questions, as well as the Raymond Charles Barker book, The Power of Decision. The class will take place in person and on Zoom. You can sign up for the class now on our website. You can always find out what's going on by visiting our calendar on the website. To find it easily, just use your cell phone on the QR codes you see throughout the sanctuary. We appreciate all of you here at Global Truth Center, so from us, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to have Thor come out here and speak to us about our auto tithe.
Yes, and one other quick thing that
Yes.
people might be aware of. Dr. James, if you've been on Facebook, you've seen that there are several designs of his new book, The 5 Questions, and we've been asking people for their feedback on what the design is.
Oh my God, how fun. We get to vote?
Yes. Well, I don't know that it's not a democracy in that sense, okay? It's Dr. James's book.
True.
But
True, good point.
But it is a great way for you to be engaged. So if you haven't gone on Facebook, do that. And also, I suspect he might be revealing next Sunday what the winning design is, because the book's going to be coming out soon.
Ooh, I want to be a part of that.
So that's exciting. And the reason I mention that is because Dr. Tiffany's class, which we mentioned there, will be the first class based on the 5 questions. And that class starts a week from Wednesday. So if you're...
So we can't get the book now, just yet?
Not yet. Well,
Okay.
believe me, you will not be able to escape us talking about this book.
True.
Because...
Do you know if we can get it on Kindle too? Can we get it
Yes,
on? Okay.
it will be on Kindle, so you can read it on a Kindle reader or on a tablet device, and then also the print version of the book.
Perfect.
And more to know about that, there will be a launch party in December.
Ooh, I love a party.
Yeah.
Yay.
So if you're a fan of Dr. James, if you're a fan of the 5 questions,
Yes,
and you're a
yes.
fan of Dr. Tiffany, you
Yes.
know what you need to do, which is sign up for that class.
Done.
So I wish you
And so
hadn't
it
put
is.
that down,
Oh,
because I'm going to go
ooh.
to the next slide.
Yep.
So this is what you called me up for. Here, just advance to the next one. Let's see. And there we go.
There we go.
So one of the things that we talked about, and you mentioned it, we're in 2024, we want to encourage people to become automatic givers, which means that you make a choice that either weekly or monthly, that you sign up to have a certain amount just automatically deducted. That way, you might be out traveling in the world, you might be having a great time, you might be watching us online, but this way we know that your giving is always happening and it supports the center, because literally in the next month, they're going to be making decisions about the kinds of things that we can do in 2024, and that's based on what everybody's financial
giving.
commitment to the
Right.
center is, so that's important.
Yeah.
So that's, if you go to globaltruthcenter.org/membership, and you'll find this, if you go to the calendar page, it's on there too. We're asking people this week to consider becoming an automatic giver, and you can do that by calling the office, and Brent can set you up with that.
So you have to call the office. You can't just go online and become a member.
It's a little more complicated. I wish we could do it online, but the
Okay.
best thing is for people, because they may have questions about how to do it, and
Right.
Brent can start them. If they want to start now, great. If they want to start in January, they can do that too.
Right,
So-
right. Okay, so yeah, so just remember globaltruthcenter.org, and for those of you that are online, globaltruthcenter.org. And you can just go right into the automatic
Yeah.
giving tab button, or is
well-
it under donate?
It'll be, if they want to just do it regularly, they can do it on the website.
Yeah.
But if they want to set up automatic giving, that's a phone call to Brent.
Okay, so that's a phone call to Brent, and he's a lovely person. He'd love to
Yeah.
hear from you.
Yes.
But I do want to say, and we want to thank you all for giving, because it is something that we bring to our center. We bring, it moves the needle forward. It allows us to have these amazing singers, this amazing band that we greatly appreciate. Right? Yeah. That's what this does. That is what this does. This is, and the food downstairs, and the people who help downstairs, Jim, whose birthday is today. I mean, all the equipment that we have, and that is to really make us more of a global. We want to be out there. We want to reach out into the world, and this is what we want to do, starting here, starting now. So in 2024, automatic giving.
Yep. And can I make one last pitch?
Always.
To a very specific person who I hope is watching online. I don't know if you saw this, but at Sotheby's, they just had an auction
Oh.
for a 1926 bottle of Macallan Scotch. That bottle sold for $2.7 million.
What?
So if the buyer of that bottle is watching us right now, if you've got $2.7 million for a bottle of Scotch.
Consider automatic tithing.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you, Thor. And appreciation for Thor, who's always just, a lot of these lights are on because of Thor. Really, truly. Okay, ladies. So I want to just say thank you all very much. Thank you. Consciousness on Demand. Audrey, are you only, and Kevin, is he downstairs? You're going to be up here. Okay, so you can be on stage. You can be wherever you want. Consciousness on Demand. If anything came up and you'd like to discuss with either Audrey Larson, who I have to tell you is an amazing, if you have not experienced affirmative prayer from Audrey Larson, you really should. Now, I'm sorry I may be making a line out the door for you, but it is worth it. I will tell you that right now. And Kevin Roche, whose consciousness just, he is amazing. He is on another world. He's on another level. So he will be downstairs as Consciousness on Demand. So feel free to come in and have a treatment by them. So now I invite you all to close your eyes. Go into that harmonious, peaceful, loving place that is constant. It is that inner voice that is always speaking. And so knowing that today, this moment is filled with so much potential, so many possibilities, and knowing that each and every person chooses this possibility of growth, of love, of an abundant life to share, to be, to allow. And so knowing that in this space, in this time, in this moment that continues and continues and continues, there is a gift of giving and a gift of receiving, and allowing it to move through, to bring forth an abundant experience as life, in life, as one, and individualized. So I just let those words go out, allowing for that experience to roll back in. And just with that, I say, and so it is.
Come on and stand up. Let's celebrate this today. We see God in everything. Lyrics will be up here for you. see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. Next, I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything. God in everything. Namaste, 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 namaste. Joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I see God in everything. Namaste, 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 namaste.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I see God in
Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, everyone.